Most owners assume their dog eats grass because she is sick. The instinct is reasonable. She eats the grass. She sometimes vomits. The two events seem connected, and the conclusion writes itself. The grass is medicine. She knows something is wrong, and she is self-medicating with whatever the lawn is offering. That explanation is tidy, and almost certainly incomplete, because the relationship between grass eating and illness is not what most owners assume. The sequence most people believe they are observing is, in the majority of cases, running in the wrong direction. And beyond the illness explanation, there are at least 4 other reasons your dog eats grass that have nothing to do with her stomach, and everything to do with her biology, her instincts, and the specific gaps in what her domestic life is currently providing. You have watched her do it. You have probably tried to stop her, or felt that low-grade anxiety of not knowing whether to intervene. By the end of this, you will know exactly what is driving the behavior, how to tell the difference between the versions that are normal and the version that warrants a call to your vet, and what the grass eating might be quietly telling you about what she needs more of. The first thing to correct is the vomiting assumption, because it is the one that drives the most unnecessary worry and the most misread conclusions. Most owners observe the sequence as dog eats grass, dog vomits, therefore dog ate grass to vomit. The grass as the cause of the relief. The behavior as intentional self-treatment for a pre-existing nausea. Behavioral observation of dogs across multiple studies of grass-eating behavior has found that fewer than 25% of dogs who eat grass vomit afterward, and that the majority of dogs who eat grass show no signs of illness before, during, or after the behavior. The vomiting, when it does occur, may be less a result the dog was seeking and more an incidental consequence of consuming a material her digestive system was not built to process in quantity. She is not, in most cases, eating grass because she is sick. She is eating grass and sometimes feeling sick afterward. That is a meaningfully different chain of events, and it changes what the behavior is actually telling you. So, if illness is not the primary driver, what is? The first real driver is fiber. A dog's ancestral diet was not the processed, nutritionally optimized dry kibble that fills most bowls. It was whole prey, meat, bone, organ, and the stomach contents of herbivores, which included partially digested plant material. Grass and plant fiber were part of the dietary picture, not as intentional additions, but as natural inclusions in what the whole prey diet delivered. A dog eating a modern diet, particularly a low-fiber one, may seek out grass as a supplementary source of the roughage her gut is telling her it needs. Not because something is wrong, because her digestive system is running its ordinary processes and registering an ordinary need, and grass is what is available. If your dog eats grass regularly and consistently, not occasionally, not in episodes, but as a daily or near-daily routine, it is worth looking at what her diet currently provides in terms of fiber and plant content. Increasing dietary fiber through food rather than lawn sometimes reduces the grass seeking significantly. The behavior was not a problem to stop. It was a request to answer. The second driver is instinct that has no other outlet. Dogs are not obligate carnivores. They are opportunistic foragers. Animals whose digestive biology and behavioral repertoire include seeking and consuming plant material as part of a normal dietary range. The foraging behavior itself, the sniffing out, the selecting, the consuming of something found in the environment, is a behavioral need, not just a dietary one. A dog who is understimulated, whose foraging instinct has no appropriate outlet in her daily life, may seek that outlet in the available environment. The lawn is where the foraging opportunity exists. The grass is what is there to forage. The behavior is not random. It is the expression of a behavioral drive, finding the closest available satisfaction. This is the piece most owners miss entirely. Increasing foraging opportunities, scatter feeding in the grass, hiding food in the yard, providing sniff-based enrichment that engages the nose-led exploration her biology was built for, sometimes reduces grass eating significantly, because the behavior was never about the grass specifically. It was about the need the grass was meeting in the absence of something better. The third driver is taste and texture. This one is the simplest and the most overlooked. She may eat grass because she likes it, particularly in the spring, when new growth is tender and sweet. Grass has a taste and texture that some dogs find genuinely appealing, not medicinal, not compensatory, just pleasant in the specific way that novelty and texture and the particular flavor of fresh plant matter can be pleasant. Behavioral observation of grass-eating dogs across seasonal patterns has found elevated grass consumption in spring months compared to summer and fall, correlating with the availability of young, tender growth rather than with any seasonal variation in gastrointestinal health. She is not sicker in spring. The grass is better in spring. She is not eating it because she needs to. She is eating it because she wants to. And that distinction matters, because a behavior driven by genuine preference needs to be understood differently from a behavior driven by a deficit. The fourth driver is boredom and oral stimulation. The mouth of a dog is an exploratory organ. It is how she interacts with the physical world in the most direct way available to her. And a dog who is underoccupied, who is not getting enough mental or physical engagement across her day, will often seek oral stimulation through whatever the environment provides. Grass is accessible. It has texture. It requires a form of focused attention that is genuinely engaging compared to the nothing of an understimulated hour. The grass eating in these cases is not a dietary signal or a foraging expression. It is a dog occupying herself with what is available. The question this version of the behavior is asking is not what is wrong with her gut. It is what is missing from her day. Now the version that warrants your attention. The grass eating that is different from all of the above is the episodic, urgent, focused consumption. The dog who goes to the grass with a quality of intensity that looks different from her ordinary grazing, who eats quickly and in quantity, who seems driven rather than casual, and who is showing other signs of gastrointestinal distress before, during, or after. If the grass eating is accompanied by repeated lip licking, excessive drooling, restlessness, a distended belly, obvious discomfort, or repeated vomiting, particularly if the vomiting is unproductive, meaning she is retching without bringing anything up, these are not signs that the grass behavior is working. These are signs that something in her digestive system needs veterinary attention. Grass eating alone is almost never the emergency. Grass eating alongside these other signs sometimes is. The distinction lives in the quality and context of the behavior, not in the behavior itself. Long-term behavioral observation of dogs across gastrointestinal health and grass-eating patterns has found no consistent causal relationship between ordinary grass grazing and underlying illness, but has identified the urgent, atypical variety as worth investigating when accompanied by other distress signals. Know your dog's baseline grass behavior. The deviation from it is the signal. The baseline behavior itself in most dogs is not. Most owners approach grass eating as a behavior to stop. Something happening in the dog that needs to be interrupted, redirected, or resolved through the removal of access to grass. The behavior as the problem. The stopping as the solution. Flip that. The grass eating is information. In most cases, ordinary, actionable information about something her biology is asking for. Fiber, foraging, flavor, stimulation, that can be answered with something better than the lawn if you know what the question is. She is not malfunctioning. She is communicating. In the blunt, behavioral, entirely honest way, the dogs communicate everything, that something in her current environment is not fully meeting a current need. The grass is what she found. The need is what you can address. Think about the last time she ate grass. The context. Was it casual and exploratory, a few bites while she sniffed along the fence line? Was it after a meal routine, almost habitual? Was it urgent and focused in a way that felt different from her ordinary relationship with the lawn? Most of you will recognize the casual version. The dog who grazes the way she does many things, with the particular unhurried attention of an animal who is working through her day, meeting her needs in the ways available to her, asking you for nothing more dramatic than a lawn she can graze and a day that gives her something to do. She does not need you to worry about the grass. She needs you to hear what the grass is saying. Answer the need. The grass eating will take care of itself. Does your dog eat grass regularly? And have you ever noticed a pattern in when or how she does it? Tell me in the comments. And if the behavior ever looks urgent, distressed, or accompanied by signs of real discomfort, please get her seen. This video is context, not a diagnosis. If this is the kind of watching you want to keep doing, subscribing means the next one finds you.